season made the full transfer to Tacoma will not be in today's game. But who we will see coming in from the Baltimore Blast, who's already made his impact in the Pacific Northwest, is Moises Gonzalez, having come over from the Baltimore Blast.
Already got himself a goal on the year early in the season. Folks, let's run through your starters. First for the Tacoma Stars, number 4, Logan Jones. Number 7, your captain, Alex Caceres. Number 10, the Iberian Brickhouse himself, the ever-present Nick Pereira. Number 11, Jamail, a.k.a. Juice Cox. Number 25, Mike Ramos. And number 31, Chris Toth between the pipes.
For the Strykers, Clayson DeLima in between the sticks. Justin Stinson, number 10. Mustafa Guide, number 11. Alan Perez, number 20. Robert Palmer, the reigning defender of the year, number 51. And making his 80th appearance in an Ontario Fury / Empire Strykers jersey, Andy Reyes. And we are underway live from the bright lights at Toyota Arena in Southern California's Inland Empire. It is the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
For those of you watching at home, the Tacoma Stars will be in the blue and yellow and orange tops. They are fighting left to right across your screen. The Empire Strykers in their home black and white will be fighting right to left across your screens today, folks.
Tacoma Stars, a very legendary club with a significant history as far as indoor soccer is concerned in this country. They had a really good season last year, going 16-6-2. And impressively enough, they were 8-3-1 at home, but also 8-3-1 on the road. They were one of the few teams in this league to defeat the defending champion, Chihuahua Savage. Abdul Mansoure with a steal and a shot early. His shot is left and wide of Chris Toth.
Mansoure looking to take that steal for the early opportunity. Looks like he had a Wallace-Scora opportunity for a man in the box. Had he gone short board, he tried to go for that far post instead. Just overcooked the shot ever so slightly.
Ball booted into the stands by Alessandro Canali. It is important to note, for those of you that are fans of the United States men's national beach soccer team, the Tacoma Stars have 3 players that have represented the Stars and Stripes in that endeavor. Nick Pereira, the captain, Chris Toth, and Alessandro Canali wearing the number 89. He is a nominee for the 2024 Male Beach Player of the Year.
You know, growing up on the beach, that's something near and dear to my heart here. Love to see our beach boys getting it out here in the arena world.
I envy that. The only beach I grew up near was Rockaway Beach. Strikers on the counter. Justin Stinson, a near Wallace-Scora, and the Strikers immediately find the back of the net. Munir Alami for the second time this season, threading the netting. Doctor, give us the news.
The new man from Morocco at the back end of the Wallace-Scora. For those of you new to the Empire Strykers and the Major Arena Soccer League, when the pass goes off the wall to the shot and in, folks, that's a Wallace-Scora. It's been hammered home and the Teddy Bears are out. It's Teddy Bear toss time here at Toyota Arena.
Munir Alami, who is only in his rookie season in the Major Arena Soccer League, has featured for the Moroccan U19 national team, a player who has played in the top flights in Morocco and is making his impact early in today's game and early in the season. He scored the very first goal for the Strikers down in Chihuahua, Mexico. Emphatically, he does so again tonight against Tacoma.
His second goal of the season to go with 1 assist brings him up to 3 points here early on in the season. That would be enough to tie him with Marco Fabian for the team lead.
Now, of course, that goal does not come through had it not been for Justin Stinson. Justin Stinson wearing number 10, a veteran of this league. Let's take a look at that replay again. A stellar pass in from Randy Martinez. Off of the wall by Justin Stinson. Chris Toth extends, trying to get his hands on it, but Munir Alami had the step, and he manages to punch it in, and the Strikers lead barely a minute at change into the first quarter.
It is a charitable season here in Empire. We'll have a little bit more on some of the charitable efforts that are happening off the field. But for right now, it looks like our attendants are grabbing the last of those teddy bears. Thank you kindly to everyone who participated in this year's teddy bear toss. We know all of those toys are going to go to some needy children at a perfect time of the year.
I'm sure there are some of you right now tuning into CBS Sports Golazo Network wondering what the heck is going on. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League, and as far as game time is concerned, there are 4 quarters, 15 minutes apiece. The goals come as a plethora, and as the game progresses, we'll, of course, give you some of the knowledge that you need to know. We think this is the greatest show on turf, and eventually, after watching this, you will also believe that this is the greatest show on turf.
Well, to get started, folks, we'd be remiss not to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more available at MASLsoccer.com.
Header in from Quentin Swift to Clayson DeLima. Clayson DeLima was the 2021 MASL Goalkeeper of the Year for the club that was formerly known as the Ontario Fury, now the Empire Strykers. Logan Jones on the counter, wide open, and all of a sudden Tacoma strikes really quickly. A fantastic pass from Logan Jones into Felipe Souza, and this is how quickly goals can be scored in the MASL. It is now 1-1.
Felipe Souza, the man from Brazil, is worse for the wear, taking a knock after he puts that one in. Felipe Souza with a beautiful, beautiful goal, assisted by Chase Hansen here. As we see the ball comes in, just a streaking ball across to the back post, contested there, but nonetheless the ball finds itself into the back of the net. It's an ugly one, but the Stars will take it. With that, we're knotted up at 1 early in the first quarter.
Logan Jones, just to correct you, Doctor, but the counter was effective for Tacoma. This is how quickly goals can be scored. Barely 2 minutes into this matchup, it's already 1-1.
Don't go anywhere, folks. The scoreline is bound to change many times throughout the course of this match in the high-scoring affair that is indoor soccer.
The head coach of the Empire Strykers is Onu Obasi. Shot in by Clayson DeLima off the left of the MASL sponsorship sign. Onu Obasi loves to use the goalkeeper as a sixth attacker, and that goes to his coaching style in the many tournaments that he has helped preside over.
Quick footwork there by Chris Toth to get that ball out of the back, but it's turned over.
Intercepted by the Strykers. An attempt just to the left. Shot by Robert Palmer. And the Strykers regain possession. George De Leon making his return to the Inland Empire. De Leon, having played for the Texas Outlaws for the past couple of seasons, was a part of the Ontario Fury during one of their most successful stretches in which they made it to the Ron Newman Cup Finals in 2021, losing to the San Diego Sockers, but George De Leon was a very respected and well-liked individual here in the Inland Empire.
It's brilliant to have him back, making his season debut. Picked up a knock during preseason training. Getting out there for the first time tonight is none other than number 7 for the black, white, and purple, George De Leon.
We see Moises Gonzalez into the game for the Tacoma Stars. Moises Gonzalez, a veteran of this league, having played with the Baltimore Blast, Utica City FC, RG Rio Grande Valley, the Syracuse Silver Knights, the Brownsville Barracudas. He is certainly taking a trip.
Partridge in a pear tree?
Well, we are in the holiday spirit, so of course you got to add that partridge in a pear tree. Caceres, who was a member of the Ontario Fury at one point, has it after the pass off of the boards into Logan Jones. Logan Jones had the assist in the Stars' first goal. An almost near repeat, trying to connect with Nick Pereira.
Nick Pereira might be prolific, but his years are showing as he was unable to get on the other end of that one.
Alami on the run. Strykers settling back outside of the offensive third. Manuel Aguirre passing in to Marco Fabian. Fabian, who already has 3 goals in 2 games this season. Perez back to Aguirre. Aguirre, who also makes his return to the Inland Empire, having played with the Texas Outlaws. Had a stellar start to his youth career, having played at Atlas in Liga MX and Toluca. Last year had one of his best offensive seasons in indoor.
Those of you unfamiliar with Liga MX, 2 of the biggest teams south of the border there.
Strykers looking to create some offense, but you have to credit the Tacoma Stars defense. They are not allowing the Empire to thread into their offensive third of the turf. 10 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The score's still knotted up at 1. Strykers looking to connect some offense. Pass comes in to Clayson DeLima. DeLima in Alan Perez. Alan Perez, who has worked so incredibly hard to become a mainstay in the lineup for head coach Onu Obasi. Poked away by Pereira. And Nick Pereira trying to utilize the space. Had the distance, just did not have the accuracy.
Clayson DeLima very slow to get back into his box there. Surprising given the turnover at midfield. He wasn't hustling a little more to get back. He might be breathing a sigh of relief after that one.
Those aren't going to be very many opportunities that Nick Pereira is going to miss. That ball goes out and into the netting. It's going to be a drop ball restart for the Stars.
One thing the Strikers have to be very careful of, in the Major Arena Soccer League, a goalie is only allowed to touch the ball with his feet once on the defensive half of the field. So just there, he received a pass at midfield, but it was on the defensive side of the line. That would count as his one touch, and were he to need to retreat back across that line and receive a pass, he would be forbidden from receiving it. Foul awarded at the spot of the foul. So something Onua Obasi as head coach and the Empire Strykers with goalkeeper Clayson DeLima are going to have to be careful with. And we have a top-of-the-arc restart here for a defensive clearance called against the Strikers. Anytime the defense plays the ball directly out of bounds from their own end, it'll be a top-of-the-arc restart.
Probably have to start calling it a top-of-the-box restart because there is no arc as of right now.
The ghost arc.
You can kind of see it. Nick Pereira setting up on the restart. He has Jamel Cox to the left of him. Jamel Cox, in his 11th year with the Stars, had a fantastic year in which he scored 28 goals and 14 assists. See if Pereira goes to the left. He has Caceres to the right. Pereira tried to thread it in. The Empire blockade preventing the Iberian Brickhouse, as you so lovingly like to call him, gets denied. Toth tries to dump it into his United States men's national beach soccer teammate, Pereira.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm surprised I even managed to successfully rattle that one off. Cox, there you see the fancy footwork. Poked away, and Abdul Mansoure, one of the fastest players in the Major Arena Soccer League, passes it on over to the right to Randy Martinez. Martinez in his sophomore season in indoor soccer. De Leon trying to spin around Michael Ramos. And the Strikers regain possession as De Leon passes it back to Robert Palmer.
I kind of feel like Mansoure and Leon there had an opportunity to go into the low boards and look for that Wallace Scora attempt. They decided to retreat instead. Missed opportunity there for Empire.
DeLima off of the plexi to Mansoure. Mansoure finds Stinson. Stinson, one of the most exciting players in the Major Arena Soccer League out of St. Charles, Missouri. Spent some time at the West Ham United Youth Academy. DeLima with a shot. And it just comes off of the paws of Chris Toth, knocked loose in a tougher second that Robert Palmer might have had a hand on it. Not a hand, but a boot, I should say, because obviously a hand would be a turnover.
That's a no-no in any form of the beautiful game.
You are correct. Tony Della Torre playing in his 8th game in the Major Arena Soccer League, having featured for the Kansas City Comets, the MASL runners-up last year.
See, here's a situation I'm confused with. Clayson already has made his one touch, and yet he's sitting on the defensive side like he can receive the ball.
Stinson back to Della Torre. Della Torre connecting with Alami. Alami, who scored the first goal of the game. Back to Ciro Oliveira. Oliveira putting on the brakes. Pass comes in and back to DeLima. Aguirre. Aguirre, known for his defense, but shined down in the Lone Star State offensively for the Texas Outlaws under the legendary Tattoo. And that ball was loose. It was a great idea by DeLima trying to shoot it in. Oliveira was there, but you're going to have to wake up pretty early in the morning to try to outsmart Chris Toth.
It was a great idea. Ciro Oliveira was right there in the box to receive the pass, just couldn't get it over.
Logan Jones on the counter, under duress, bounces it off the wall. DeLima paws it, and a great poke away by Alami. Souza looked as if he would have had a clear look.
That was a difficult reaction save that had to be made there by Clayson DeLima, as that ball looked like it had some wicked English on it.
Some wicked English. I didn't realize you all of a sudden left your roots in San Clemente and became a New Englander.
You know, we try and sprinkle in a little bit for all coasts here.
Fair enough. Tyler John with a shot, and that deflects off of De Leon. Ricochets over to Corey Keats. Keats, another veteran of the Major Arena Soccer League. Back in 2020, scored the first ever goal in the Major Arena Soccer League's All-Star game, and we are happy to report there's going to be another one in Utica at the Adirondack Bank Center in February. Alessandro Canale battling amongst a crowd of players. Swift pokes it away. Recovered by Ramos. Ramos is going to reset, passing it back to his keeper, Chris Toth.
Empire have to be careful here. Running for a quick change without the ball is difficult. You can get caught out. They're lucky to have made the change successfully.
He tried to connect with Moises Gonzalez, but Alan Perez was there.
For those of you unfamiliar with the indoor game, there are unlimited substitutions. You change just like hockey. In fact, there are many hockey crossover rules. It's no surprise that in the early inceptions of this game, nearly 100 years ago, it was called Hock Sock. You will see the sin bin be employed at some point, should a character be given a blue card for a 2-minute penalty.
A lot of great games played in that Hock Sock environment back in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Folks, if you look at some of the history of this game, you will see that New York City did host this sport in what was once known as the many variations of Madison Square Garden. But we'll talk about some of the history later on. You saw Matt Brame taking the turf for the first time this season. Matt Brame, the defender out of France, 6 seasons in the MASL, a graduate of Loyola University, featured for the Harrisburg Heat for a significant amount of time before heading over to the Pacific Northwest. Ball is loose, bounces high, and as you can tell, those miter balls can bounce really quickly. And folks, we're finally going to head into immediate timeout. The score, the Tacoma Stars won, the Empire Strykers won. We will be back in just a moment.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
MGR Real Estate, Southern California's largest independent family-owner real estate company, is providing commercial real estate sales and leasing, as well as residential sales, property management, and homeowner association management. MGR Real Estate, the proud sponsor of your Empire Strykers.
With 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the score is tied at 1. The Empire has 3 shots to Tacoma's 2. As far as the series history is concerned, these two teams know each other very well, but it's the Empire that trails in the all-time series against the Tacoma Stars, 16-20, which includes a 2-2 tie and overtime shootout decisions. The Strykers and the Stars have never met in the playoffs, and last season Tacoma swept them 5-0 in terms of games.
Great defensive work right there by the Strykers, getting back on Nick Pereira, who looked to be in on goal.
Nick Pereira's going to take a bump into the wall, and it looks like there's going to be a foul against Robert Palmer. Palmer, the reigning defender of the year, not happy with that call. But Pereira is not the type of player that's going to go down easily. He's going to, if he gets knocked, and he gets knocked hard, that's how he's going to fall. And as a result of that, the Stars are going to have a restart.
I think in the same respect, Roberto Palmer never one to like a call against himself as well.
When did he become Roberto? I thought it was Robert. I'm just messing with you, Doc. The chip in from Pereira to Cox. Poked away by Mustafa Guy. Alex Caceres with the captain's armband. Passes it along to Toth. Both of these players can lay claim to having played here in Toyota Arena, calling it home at some point within their career. Palmer passes it in to Martinez. Martinez connects. There's a shot and a goal for the Empire Strykers. Emphatically, it is Andy Reyes in his 80th appearance, wearing a Fury/Strykers uniform, scoring the goal. It is now 2-1 Empire.
Andy Reyes with his first goal of the season. Beautifully worked here by the Strykers, collecting the ball, had the man advantage, a beautiful pass to find it cross court, gets Toth's momentum going the wrong direction and just picks that ball out into the far post. Beautiful strike by Andy Reyes for the first of the season for the boy from San Diego.
His 9th year in the Major Arena Soccer League, and he recently had an interview with our head of PR, Gunnar Burnt, where he was saying this team and this club means a lot to him. It means the world that he gets to come back to Southern California to play in front of his friends and his family. He had played for the Texas Outlaws in Mesquite last season, and he inserts his name offensively into tonight's match. Pass comes in off of the wall to Keats. Keats marked by Mansoret. Off of the wall to Cox. Jamel Cox, who prefers to go by the nickname Juice, passes it in to Canale. Strykers trying to regain possession. There's a scrum, two teams battling for it, and the official is going to blow his whistle.
Looks like it will be Empire ball after all is decided. Some disagreement perhaps from the Tacoma players at the moment, but awarded nonetheless. Folks, Green Drop offers a better alternative to the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing a long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com.
I need to bathe in the Green Drop. Clayson DeLima hits it high into the netting. Goalkeeper restart for Toth. Yeah, that sounds like a very enticing offer there, Doctor, with the Green Drop. Lord knows anytime I stand up, it sounds like milk being poured onto a bowl of Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, and pop. Foul's going to go against Stinson on Correa.
Yeah, I'm thinking the only compression we're experiencing at the moment is this poor chair underneath me, but I'm with you, my friend.
Well, you stand about 6'5" or so. I've never seen you have the need for a booster seat. Now would be one of those times. Pereira with the back heel into Souza. Stinson tracks back. Poked away by Palmer. Scrum onto the board. A lot of action going on in that corner. And the official's finally going to create a stoppage in play. Oh, we see a little extracurricular activity as Justin Stinson has some words with Matt Brame.
Has to be held back by his own teammate there as the extracurriculars extend. This will be one of the new rules in play here in the MASL this year. In seasons past, a ball pinned against the boards would have resulted in a drop ball with two players kicking at each other's shins. For prudent reasons, that has been abandoned. The referees will simply decide who to grant possession to. In this case, it was the Empire Strykers.
Palmer launches it into Guy. Guy trying to find De Leon. That's going to come out of play. Strykers are going to maintain possession with 2 minutes and 30 remaining in the first quarter. Oliveira set to bring the ball back into play. Ciro, another rookie in the Major Arena Soccer League, having played collegiately in the Big West with Cal State Bakersfield as well as Cal Poly Pomona. Also featured in the NISA system with the LA Force. DeLima into Oliveira, who we were just talking about. Oliveira with all the space in the world. Passes it into De Leon. Strykers, once again, are going to utilize DeLima as that sixth attacker. Head coach Anu Obasi, the $1 million man, having won the first inaugural TST tournament down in Cary, North Carolina. Marco Fabian, who we haven't seen very many minutes from in today's game. He is the Strykers' leading scorer. He was also last season's MASL Golden co-Golden Boot leader, along with Kansas City Comets' Zach Reggett.
I think there's going to be a certain amount of marked reservation from both teams tonight. Stars playing a back-to-back. They head on the road tonight down to San Diego where they play tomorrow. Empire got a 48-hour break before they play in 2 days on the road, so a travel day for Empire tomorrow, game day tomorrow for the Stars. So both teams probably trying to keep a little something in the tank, knowing that they play games in 24 and 48 hours respectively.
This is the first of 5 matchups between both teams. It's been a series that has gone on for quite some time. A shot, oh, that just rattles, ding-dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling, another one off the right post, and a shot gets broken up by Brame. The Strykers were oh so close to putting up their 3rd goal. Less than 60 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The official is going to blow his whistle as we have Felipe Souza down on the turf near midfield. Let's take a look at that replay again. A beautiful shot that just clanged up the upper right, and another one. It was Aguirre, I believe, De Leon, who had close calls.
Folks, those are not the silver bells of the Holiday Salvation Army. That's the Strykers ringing them off the post back-to-back times, followed by a clearance off the line. Some last-ditch defending from the Tacoma Stars to keep this game within 1.
The best thing about that is I could see the squirrel doing the spindle in your head as you were coming up with that brilliant call, Doc. Well done.
Folks can't see the smoke coming out my ears with the cans on, thankfully.
There is a lot of smoke coming out of your ears. Ball is loose. Kicked up high and elevated by Stinson into Caceres. Less than 30 remaining in the first quarter. Stinson has it. Stinson off to the races. Somehow sticks with it. And he's going to draw the foul on Caceres. A quick restart for the Strykers, down to 20 seconds. Stinson looking across that yellow line, opts to go back to Aguirre. Aguirre over to Palmer. Approaching the 10-second mark. Strykers are going to need to hustle quick to get one final shot off. Toth breaks it up into Jones. Jones wisely retreats, passing it back. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, folks. It's been an exciting one here at Toyota Arena. The score 2-1. We will be back after a short break with the start of the second quarter. You are watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Folks, we'd like to take a moment to remind you about Empire's Colonies Holiday Miracles event. This is where more than 1,200 children and families throughout the Holiday Miracles program for the last 8 years have been pre-selected based on need and chaperoned to a free shopping spree experience at Kohl's department stores, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Targets across the Colony Shopping Center. This is, of course, done in partnership and was founded by managing partner of the Empire Strykers, Jeff Burham, 17 years ago, Philly, and it is still running strong.
Yeah, the most recent one took place on December 7th. It was awesome. As you said, 17th annual Colonies Holiday Miracles, sponsored by Colonies Partners, Pacific Development, and they work with a really significant group: Albertsons, Kohl's, Target, Dick's, along with restaurants like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, El Pollo Loco, and more. To have these kids get the opportunity to go shopping, incredible. And just so many contributors throughout the community that have the opportunity to give and donate, working with between 12 and 14 local nonprofits. Christmas time could be an amazing time of the year, but can it also be a hard time? But the most important thing is to put smiles on the faces of the children, and that's something that has gone on consistently for the last 17 years with the Colonies Holiday Miracles.
Thank you to Jeff Burham, our managing partner. Thank you to National Core, our in-house charity, and certainly one that helps us out with a number of these events. And thank you very much to the 1,200 volunteers that came out to help make the holiday experience that much more special for families in need.
We're moments away from the start of the second quarter. The Empire Strykers currently lead the Tacoma Stars 2-1. Empire had 4 shots to the Stars 2. Both teams have been very effective in their opportunities to convert. It's always a back and forth affair between both sides. Yes, we did say that Tacoma's currently on a 6-game winning streak, but if you look at the games between both sides, 7-5, 7-5, 7-6, 6-5. They're always competitive and exciting contests. And there's been a goalkeeper change as Brandon Gomez coming into the game for Clayson DeLima. The goalkeeper finds it lower left corner. The Strikers go up 3-1. He didn't even give me an opportunity to welcome him into the lineup.
A goalkeeper golazo for the Golazo Network, and que golazo indeed, Brandon Gomez. From a difficult angle, the local boy hammers one home. Keeper on keeper violence, and with that, Empire's taking a 3-1 lead.
Robert Palmer is going to get the credit for the assist. And oh, Dios mío, que golazo, mi amigo. 3-1 Strikers. Brandon Gomez, in his second season as the goalkeeper for the Empire Strykers, a product of San Pedro High School, Vanguard University, played at the TST, played at NISA for LA Force, gets his first career goal in the Major Arena Soccer League. Congratulations, Brandon Gomez. And that's something that Chris Toth is going to look very negatively upon. I'd say when a pitcher gives up a home run to another pitcher, that's something that's going to leave a mark. When a goalkeeper gives up a goal to another goalkeeper, that has to leave a very similar impression. Not to obviously compare two sports, but that's the only thing I could think of that is relatively parallel.
I would say Chris Toth knows a thing or two about scoring goals himself, certainly in the beach world and even in the indoor world or the TST outdoor world.
Oh, there's another attempt as Gomez tried to connect with Fabian.
We've seen Chris Toth score some bangers in this arena, one that I recall from nearly mid-pitch, so no surprise that he is used to it, but not used to being on the receiving end of it, I'm sure.
No. Last season's goalkeeper of the year, he was part of the Major Arena Soccer League's Elite Six. Look, we can have an entire broadcast on the accomplishments of Chris Toth. Pereira is going to pass it over to Ramos. Ramos into Brame. Brame goes by the nickname Frenchie. Connects into number 22, Nani Mendoza. Ball is loose. A near turnover, and there's Brandon Gomez making a great save. That was close as Marcos Fabian almost accidentally served it to the Tacoma Stars. Fabian tried to connect with Mansoret. Mansoret takes the fall, looking and having a spirited conversation for a moment with Caceres. Opportunity for the Stars. Deflects off of the board. And Brandon Gomez is going to scoop it right back up. Tyler John had an attempt.
We saw this in the last home game here for the Empire Strykers, where Clayson DeLima played the first 2 quarters and then sat out the 3rd quarter. There is clearly going to be a tandem goalkeeper effort here in Empire, as it looks like we have a 3-line pass called against the Strykers, or was it perhaps he threw from just outside the box?
Dangerous opportunity for the Stars on the restart. Pereira is going to be set to take it. Wide open is Jamel Cox on the right of Pereira, and Canale to the left. Passes it over Caceres, and Canale gets 2 under that miter ball, and that's going to be a goalkeeper restart for Gomez.
Yeah, just took his eye off the ball there at the very last second. You could tell he was trying to pick out top bins. Ended up hitting the field goal, but wrong kind of football.
Canale out of Venice, California. Played his collegiate soccer at UCSD. 18 games last season, had 18 goals and 6 assists, 24 points, all highs in the MASL. Battle, and that is won by Tacoma. Toth trying to find Canale. That's going to go well past him into the ever so capable feet of Gomez. Gomez to Stinson. Stinson headers it. Oh, and Mustafa Guy almost got a really clear look at it, but Logan Jones made a fine defensive play to thwart that effort.
Logan Jones was a little slow to get up after that last challenge. Impressive effort from him to get back up and make that stop.
Logan Jones in his 6th season with the Stars out of Auburn, Washington. Played at Tacoma Community College. Last season, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. Pass into Canale. Canale tried to get that quick touch. Just too tough of a touch as Momo, as he likes to be called, Guy, gets dispossessed by Felipe Souza. Souza, who scored the first goal and only goal of the game for the Stars, has it in the corner. Guy recovers. Stinson has it. Stinson, just some fancy and fine footwork.
Oh, if that ball had not rolled up the foot of the official, Stinson might have been off to the races. He's not happy about the interference. Tacoma trying to take a quick restart here is going to be called back by the official.
Stinson, not only some of the finest footwork in the league, some of the finest hair game as well. Every time I see his flashy new do's, not going to lie, I get mildly jealous.
I would say it's more than mild, folks, to just pull back the curtain, but we'll leave that there.
Well, thanks. Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
Love you.
Pass comes in from Keats into Gonzalez. Gonzalez hits that into the crowd. We certainly want to thank all of the fans that came into Toyota Arena. From what I'm being told, around 3,500 are here in the building thus far.
I believe with the Monterey Flash bowing out this season, that makes this the largest arena in the MASL?
Well, they haven't played in Arena Monterey for a season. They weren't there last year. Ball is loose. Still loose. And headed from Keats into Toth. One of those gasping moments for the Tacoma Stars.
You can see Toth gasping for a call there from the officials, not getting it.
Pereira advancing it across midfield. Looking to get by Fabian. Both teams leading scorers. Passes it into Mendoza. Mendoza into John. John back over to Keats. Keats weighing in his options as he's right by that yellow line. Opts to go back to John, trying to find Pereira, but broken up by Aguirre. Aguirre does kick it out of play.
And it looks like it's going to be a top-of-the-arc restart, as that was just inside the yellow line. Defensive clearance is the call.
And the Stars have a very advantageous opportunity to chip into this lead. As it stands, less than 10 minutes remain in the half. The Strykers lead the Stars by a score of 3-1. And normally it's Nick Pereira that takes the restart, but it's either going to be him or Moises Gonzalez.
I have a feeling Gonzalez is going to play this straight over to Pereira for the one-timer.
Keep an eye on Canale. Shot just off the boards. Another shot off the same direction. Rebounds into Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes it into Caceres. Caceres is going to opt to go back to Toth. Stars looking for a foul, thinking that Quentin Swift should get booked. And the official is going to blow the whistle.
Foul here on the low boards. Boarding, putting another player forcibly into the boards, would warrant a blue card and a 2-minute man advantage. However, there is a new rule this year where if a player is down for more than 15 seconds, they have to sit out of the match for the next 2 minutes. I believe it has been more than 15 seconds at this point, and that means Tacoma, though still playing at even strength, will be short a man on the bench at least for the next 2 minutes. As we see.
Yeah, I got to see that replay from our angle. That was our side, so we did not see Caceres hitting the boards close to the Stars bench. There we see the push-off by Swift. And yeah, we clearly see it. Regardless of whether or not you have 20/20 vision, we do see the push-off.
A challenge flag could be thrown by Tacoma if they want the officials to go to the video and consider this to potentially be a blue card. But I have not seen a challenge flag thrown.
Gives us a little moment to tell you all about Quentin Swift in his 5th year in the MASL, 2nd here for the Empire Strykers. Previously played in Upper New York for Utica City FC out of Hartford, Connecticut. University of Hartford grad. Played his youth academy for the New England Revolution. Toth dumps it into Pereira. Pereira getting pushed off the ball by Palmer. Martinez. Scrum down near that Omnitrans banner. Ball now comes loose as Brame backtracks it into Toth. Martinez gonna hustle, trying to create some pressure for Toth, but Toth is not gonna be phased that easily. I do applaud the effort by Randy Martinez in his sophomore season. Souza, and there's Palmer. Souza tried to find Cox, who was wide open. Martinez sprinting, but Toth is there, passing it back to Jones.
That's a really bad through ball there. You had a wide open 1-on-0.
Ramos into Gonzalez. Gonzalez in upper plexi by Brame. He came oh so close to threading the netting. Ramos trying to wall a scorer, and that's going to get well under Pereira's foot. Going into the net, goalkeeper restart for the Strykers. Let's take a look at that replay again. Great idea by Ramos, trying to utilize the Wallace scorer, which is a lexicon you're going to reference, but Pereira just got well too far underneath the miter ball.
Got a former MVP taking on a former Defender of the Year there.
Oh, and we see a blue card. Blue card? Well, you're the rules aficionado. I will let you explain the blue card to the masses.
Empire Strykers keeper Brandon Gomez is going to be heading to the sin bin for 2 minutes. The call is going to be boarding, and that results in a power play. Instead of 6-on-6, we will be playing 6-on-5 for the next 2 minutes unless the Tacoma Stars manage to score a goal, and then we will return to even strength. With the goalkeeper heading to the penalty box, that means Clayson DeLima will come back in and man the pipes.
So now it's still, you gotta go over here.
There we see the foul on Gomez, fouled Keats.
And Gomez has also been issued a delay of game yellow card for not making it to the penalty box in 15 seconds. One of the other new rules this season is that if you are shown a blue card, you have 15 seconds to get yourself to that penalty box, or he is going to be awarded a second yellow card. That is now 2 cards for Brandon Gomez. Were he to receive a third card, blue or yellow, that would be a red card, and he would be knocked out of this match. That is pertinent because that happened to the Strykers in their very last game.
Fun fact for you, as far as the leaders in penalty minutes are concerned for the Strykers, it's been the keepers, with Brian Orozco currently leading that statistical category with 9 minutes in the box. Now, the Stars have an opportunity to take advantage, the man advantage that is, as the Strykers put in Alan Perez, Abdul Mansoure, Robert Palmer, and Quentin Swift on the penalty kill. The penalty kill was something that Utica City took advantage of against the Empire back a week ago. As far as the penalty kill, though, goes, Strykers operating at 80%. Gonzalez floats it into Cox. Great touch. There's a shot by Tacoma and a save by Clayson DeLima, denying Nani Mendoza. Gonzalez back over to Mendoza. Minute 13 remaining in this power play. Stars looking to move it across and spread the Strykers' defense. Cox back into Gonzalez. Gonzalez threads it into Canali, but fantastic defense by Swift, and Canali's going to get called for the foul, much to his dismay.
This is going to allow the Strikers a great opportunity to see a little bit of time off the clock with 1:01 remaining in the man advantage.
Palmer into Perez. Turnover, Caceres with a shot, and he gets too much on it. Strikers are going to have a goalkeeper restart for De Lima.
That was a mental and physical error there from the Empire Strykers. Should have resulted in a Tacoma Stars goal. They are lucky to get away with that one going up. But folks, we are going to take a media timeout, take a quick break. You are watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement, because this season, the action is non-stop.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strikers, Marco Fabian, Momo.
Us, everyday people facing everyday obstacles, and how they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Join the Hope Through Housing Foundation in empowering children and families in the Inland Empire and beyond through after-school programs and financial coaching. Learn more to see how hope is making a difference. Visit hopethroughhousing.org.
Strikers currently leading the Tacoma Stars by a score of 3-1. Strikers also have 6 shots to the Stars 4. So there's a nice little indicator as to why the result is the way it is. We have less than 50 seconds remaining in this power play as that miter ball is going to head into the stands for a restart for Tacoma.
Strikers on the precipice here of putting down yet another penalty kill. 80% already on the season. Strikers doing a good job so far of keeping Tacoma out of a good goal-scoring opportunity.
Strikers haven't had the Stars get any clean looks, and there is a intercepted pass by Martinez. Goes over into Mendoza. 23 seconds remaining in this power play. Cox into Pereira. Pereira thought he was going to go to Mendoza. Connects with Gonzalez. Moises back over to Juice. Cox with the shot. Upper right corner, which seems to be a magnet for the Stars this evening.
That missed, but it did not miss by much. Inches away from rattling underneath the crossbar there, right at the corner.
And the Strikers successfully kill the penalty as Munir Alami heads back onto the turf. Even strength, but Gonzalez with a look. That deflects off of Palmer.
And it looks like they're going to call him for a handball inside the box, and as soon as the penalty is over, it will be another blue card shown, in this case, to Berto Palmer.
I'll have to take a look at that replay again. Gonzalez with the clear look, and that just happened so quickly.
That's hard to see from that angle if it got shoulder or arm. But as it stands, it looks like we are going to have a penalty kick awarded to Tacoma. We see one more time here. It's still hard to tell whether or not that came off arm or chest. It appears as though the officials are going to go to a video review to see if we can determine exactly what took place here. But I will say, after looking at 2 replays, it was still difficult for me to determine.
Yeah, it just happened so quickly. Let's see if we could tell once again at this overhead angle. There's the shot by Gonzalez.
I tell you, from that angle, it looks like it comes off his side. It doesn't look like it comes off the arm. It looks like it hits him The right pectoral there, and then comes off, and I do not see much, if any, arm involved. Mind you, the shoulder that contains the sleeve is not a handball.
The officials still award I don't want to say award, they still give the blue card to the Strykers. So they're obviously the ones with the final word. So now all of a sudden this game gets interesting yet again. The Strykers, after having just cleared the penalty kill, now find themselves in a situation where Nick Pereira is going to be one-on-one with Clayson DeLima.
The Stars have already had 9 attempts from the spot this year. They've converted on 5.
Pereira eyeing what could potentially be his 4th goal unless the 2021 MASL Goalkeeper of the Year, DeLima, denies him. The shot by Pereira, and the Iberian Brickhouse buries it, punching it into the back of the net. The Stars chip into the Strykers' lead. It is now 3-2.
Nick Pereira, one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the league, is almost guaranteed from that spot. It is a rare occasion that he would make a mistake in this moment. It is no surprise he buries that one for his 4th of the season, his 1st of the game, and the Stars are back within 1. It's 3-2 with a hair over 6 left to play in the half.
So calm, so composed, and Pereira last season only played in 13 games as he was hurt for a portion of the season, but still managed to score 19 goals, 20 assists. Not bad for a now 38-year-old, aging like a fine wine, something you know a bit about as a sommelier.
I do indeed, my friend, but...
Shot by Cox, and what a opportunity, what a transition, what a counter. It is now 3-3. The juice is loose, kicking the Strykers in the caboose.
My goodness, Jamel, a.k.a. Juice Cox, what a goal from deep outside. Manages to get a brilliantly thrown ball from Chris Toth, catches it on the half volley top corner. Aye, my goodness, what a goal.
And you credit Chris Toth for enabling that to happen. Had the wherewithal to see Cox on the run, and just so quickly, it is now 3-3 with 5 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the half. Head coach Onu Obasi is going to be rallying his troops. That was such a quick and decisive equalizer for Tacoma, wanting to make sure that it doesn't get into the heads of his defenders.
Folks, you might catch a goal just like that on MASL Monday, and you can watch it every Monday night on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golasso Network. Hosts Alex Bastiovansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's game and discuss the league's hot topics. Be sure to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golasso Network.
It's my opportunity to ask Alex B. and Phil Levanko, where's been the invite for Philly and the Doctor and Panda to come onto the show? We're ready. We're waiting on that phone call. Alex, I know you're in Vancouver. You're a lot closer than Phil is. Phil is in upstate New York representing Utica, but we're here, available, and more than excited to be guests on your show.
Shameless self-promotion from the booth here in Empire. We're not above that, folks.
Nope, not whatsoever. And we are not above promoting this unbelievable sport called indoor soccer. Folks, hopefully you are entertained. Look, 5 minutes and 54 seconds remain in the second quarter. There's still another half to go, and we've already seen 6 goals. And somebody who knows a thing or two about goals is that man that you see on your screen, Marco Fabian, who has averaged a hat-trick against the Stars in the last 3 games. He has yet to insert his name into tonight's game offensively, though.
It is almost a guarantee, Marco Fabian having scored in every single game in which he has suited up for the Empire Strykers, this in his sophomore campaign.
On the counter is Rivers. We haven't seen much of Kyle Rivers into today's game, but Kyle Rivers is a prolific player in indoor soccer.
Goal and an assist for 2 points early on the season for the man from Spanaway, Washington.
Yeah, had 9 goals, 3 assists, 17 points, all career highs last season. Played collegiately at Tacoma Community College and at Hawaii Pacific, and that's going to be a whistle. Foul on Randy Martinez. It's going to go against him for the foul on Canale.
Referees did not like the point of the restart for the Empire Strykers, so we'll come all the way back and give this another go.
And you know what? I stand corrected. I thought the foul was on Martinez. It's going to go against Canale. Restart as Palmer tries to dump it into Alami. Alami, tough touch, but the Strikers do manage to recover. Alan Perez somehow sticking with that.
Almost looked like Alan Perez had been outplayed on that, but goes to ground, manages to get a foot on the ball and steal it back.
Less than 5 minutes remain in the second quarter. Alami back into De Lima. Even strength for both sides. De Lima dumping it into the corner, at least attempting to dump it into the corner, trying to find Fabian. That's going to be a restart for Tacoma. Caceres tried to find Pereira. Volleying between both teams. Alami into Stinson. Stinson threads it through. Toth off of the plexi. Caceres to Pereira. Back to Cox.
Cheeky back heel attempt there by Juice Cox to try and reach Nick Pereira. Strikers able to pick it off.
Opportunity for the Strikers, and there's a shot from De La Torre. Doesn't get the correct angle off of his boot. And a missed opportunity for Empire to go up by a score of 4-3.
Difficult spin on that ball, hard to contain, hard to get a good shot off. Still almost managed to get it around Toth.
Stars on the run. Jones into Pereira. Pereira poked away by Palmer. And Jones recovers. Jones back over to Toth. Chance of here we go, Strikers, here we go, coming from the Toyota Arena faithful.
Strikers got caught here with a half change, mixed lines out there as they were not able to get all their players off. So a spattering of fresh legs.
Ball into that corner. Oh, and that is clear, and somehow Nick Pereira. Did he poke it through? I thought he did for a moment.
It looks like Pereira's called for a foul prior to the shot. That ball did make it over the line, but he's going to be called for the foul on Palmer prior to the shot there.
The Strikers have to breathe a sigh of relief there. That would have been 3 goals unanswered as they were up 3-1 at some point. Mansoure. And that's going to be a foul against him. He is surprised.
That is a difficult call to make in that moment on Mansoure.
Let's take
he's clearly got someone hanging all over him.
You see the elbow there on John. Yeah, no question about that. From our angle, it didn't look that way, but shout out to our production crew. John with the foul. John gets fouled, I should say, in his 3rd season with the Stars.
The customers here are turning on the team in red. Some boo birds being thrown the way of our officials.
The officials work extremely hard. Officials in all leagues work extremely hard. And look, this is such a fast-paced game. I know everybody has something to say about the officials, but these are some hard-working officials, and we have some really good ones in the MASL. Pretty sure some folks at home are moaning and groaning, but look, people absolutely moan and groan about officials in every league. There's a shot and a goal in his first game back for the Tacoma Stars. Frenchie, Matt Brame threading the netting, beating Clayson De Lima. 3 unanswered goals, Tacoma taking the lead.
Just when it looked like Empire were going to be cruising into a lead at halftime, 3 in a row for Tacoma, capped off by this brilliant strike from outside. As we see Brame lines it up. Did he get ahead? And it does look like that tuck just the slightest of touches inside the box to put it underneath the bar.
Brame only scored 3 goals last season for Tacoma, and in his first game back for the Stars, manages to find the back of the net. 2 minutes and 34 remaining in the second quarter. The Stars take the first lead of the game, their first lead of the game. De Lima crosses it in and hits the netting.
It's about the 3rd time today we've seen De Lima try and put a ball down into the low boards and get it up high into the net. Something he's got to work on here early in the season.
De Lima worked under that man, Chris Toth, for quite some time. Toth, as we've alluded to, one of the best keepers this league and the sport has seen. But the name Toth, practically synonymous with indoor soccer. Zoltan Toth, his father, has his jersey in the rafters at Front Wave as he had a legendary career.
Zoli the goalie?
Zoli the goalie playing for the San Diego Sockers. And shout out to Zoltan Toth. And Julie V, two former Sockers players that I've had a fair amount of time getting to spend a fair amount of time with both of those individuals. Great human beings and obviously legendary players. De Lima with the chip. De Leon with space. What a save by Chris Toth. Chris Toth denying De Leon.
De Leon had that one dialed in just under the bar. Took the outstretched palms of Chris Toth to see that one off to safety.
An example of why Toth is one of the best keepers in this game. Fabian right into the feet of Jones. De Leon recovers. Back over to Marco. Fabian, if you don't know his name, a gold medalist for Mexico in the 2012 London Games. Legendary career at Chivas de Guadalajara. Won a trophy with Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, the 2018 Pokal, which is the equivalent of the English FA Cup. And in his second season in the MASL, I believe he's already scored close to 40 goals.
You would know a little something about that neck of the woods, having once been a Frankfurter yourself.
Yeah, 4 years in the beautiful city of Frankfurt. 54 seconds remaining. Pereira, Clayson De Lima recovers. Strykers looking to get one last look before the half ends. Oliveira, marked by Rivers. De La Torre, back over to Palmer. Palmer to Guy. Picked off. Battle between Ramos and Oliveira. 20 seconds remaining. And Palmer back to De La Torre. Strykers are going to have to act quick if they're going to get one last shot off. Under 10, back over to Palmer. Palmer into De Lima. Chips it high. Too high, I should say. Oliveira. And that's going to be the end of the first half, folks. Tacoma, while down 3-1, had a commanding and dominating performance here in the second quarter. They go into the locker rooms leading the Empire Strykers by a score of 4-3.
3 unanswered goals for Tacoma going into the half. Folks, we'd like to remind you to get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. While you're at it, be sure to give a follow to the Tacoma Stars and the Empire Strykers as well. Be sure to subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. We're just a moment away from heading pitchside with the third member of our crew, Amanda the Panda Filament. She's going to have a few words here with head coach Onua Obasi for us in just a moment.
From that interview between Panda and Onua Obasi. And take it away, Panda, as she stands by with Onua Obasi.
I'm here with Coach Onua Obasi. So it seems like you guys controlled a lot of that first quarter, much of the second, and then the blue cards came. Tell me how you felt they were playing prior to that moment, and how do they kind of regroup going into this second half and put in a win today?
Yeah, I thought we started well. We started well, not just the goals, but the way we were playing, controlling long periods of possession. And then, again, unfortunately, like the previous games, you start giving goals, you start giving chances. Some individual mistakes that we have to be better. The quality of our passing, just some of the decision making. So we spoke before the game about putting 60 minutes, limiting the mistakes for 60 minutes. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that. But when we get our rhythm back, I think we'll get chances in the second half.
It seemed like there was a little confusion with Brandon Gomez and that whole thing. I know there were some rule changes and stuff. Is that making this a little difficult from time to time with so many rule changes?
Yeah, it's not even the changes. I think the refs could have been communicated a little better. They didn't tell us we had to send another guy. So they just waited, and then gave us a yellow. So it's just learning, and, maybe we can do better, maybe they can do better. So, we'll see.
All right, we got a whole second half to go, and we know that this game's far from over, so get back in there and let's pull out a win today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Panda. Appreciate those words with head coach Onua Obasi. We are going to duck out for halftime, folks. You are watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Back in a few.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement. Because this season, the action is non-stop.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strykers, Marco Fabian, Momo, and their remarkable personal journeys.
Because you're going to see people from all parts of life. They're us, everyday people facing everyday obstacles, and how they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.
Hey guys, I am joined today by Empire Strykers' newest signing, Jack Downer, but millions of people out there on social media know him as Street Panda. Jack, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right, so first and foremost, I want you to tell everybody out there watching, what exactly is Street Panda?
Good question. It's a subculture of street football, so that's where the street comes from, and Pana means 1v1. If it was me versus you, we'd be in a cage. There'd be small goals, 3-minute match, most goals wins. But if you kick it through their legs, a Pana, it's an instant knockout. So lots of skills came from that, and lots of footwork.
Sounds very intense, very highly technical, I am sure. So I need to know, how does that translate into a sport like the MASL?
So that is the test, right? To learn it, obviously normally we're playing on concrete. Normally you've just got one man or woman in front of you to think about. Here we've got many players, many angles. But I believe the fast footwork, the control, I think creating the angles. Once I learn the tactics, I'm hoping that I'll be able to prove that we can apply this and hopefully get some good goal scoring opportunities from it.
Absolutely. You got to suit up today for your first match.
Yeah, shout out the Jets.
Yeah, you guys got a win. Tell us a little bit about what that experience was like.
I mean, I think the team did unbelievable to start with. It was a good away team that came to face us. They were strong. It's fast-paced. I managed to get the first minutes on the pitch. I actually got boarded, so my knees, I was off for the majority of the second. As a result, the lads had to put in an extra shift, but they're really top quality players. I'm so impressed with the level here. This is the Jets, let alone in Division 1, so yeah, it's exciting.
They're doing great this year. I've been very impressed by them. Definitely can't wait to see you put some input out there. Good thing about this is you do have teammates that can pick up the slack.
100%.
So, you know, a little different than
However,
the 1v1.
I owe them a favor, so next time, I want to be the one picking up the slack for them.
Absolutely. Well, we could talk all day about you and what you've done, and we'll do that another point. But for now, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you out on the turf.
So proud to be here.
All right.
Catch you soon.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope, supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Shoot! He scores!
Welcome back, everybody. This is MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastivansky. It is great to see you again. I'm going to break down everything that's gone down in the league for you over the past week, and I just need 5 minutes to do it. Let's go.
Gutierrez, bouncing ball, can't control it, finds Morales, he scores! His third goal of the year and the first ever at Front Wave Arena.
Luis Morales helps Chris in San Diego's new arena with its first ever goal, but they were in a dogfight with Utica City last weekend. Back and forth they went. This game actually went into OT. Utica thought they won it right there off that goal, but hold on for a second. The officials decide to review the play. They say there was a foul coming up right here on Pee Wee Ortega in the lead up to the goal, so they disallow it. Utica, understandably livid at the call, and just seconds later, their mood got even worse.
Felipe charging in to try and win this loose ball. He does. Costa feeding in Juan Salazar. Down low, it's Morales for the win. He scores!
Morales gives San Diego the win, but if you're Utica City, that one definitely stings. Tacoma hosted Chihuahua. This was another crazy one. Two powerhouse teams going at it. Nick Pereira scoring an absolute beauty right there, but you can never count the defending champs out. They come back in this one. It goes to a shootout, and the Savage managed to prevail by a 4-3 final score. The teams have a rematch on January 31st back in Chihuahua. The Sparks will be flying in that one. Utica City and Empire last Friday. Kelvin Oliveira is absolutely on fire to start the season. He notched a hat trick. Utica wins. Milwaukee and St. Louis locked horns in a sensational contest. The ambush stayed close the whole way with the powerful wave, but ultimately the visitors win 7-6. Finally, KC hosted the Dallas Sidekicks. Ramon Palmer with one of the goals of the week right there. The Comets have no trouble handling the Sidekicks as they trounced them 9-2. So who's hot right now? Christian Anreos had a scintillating performance against Dallas as he torched the visitors for 4 goals on the day, leading KC to that big victory. Alex Sanchez of Milwaukee sits near the top of the league scoring race through the first 2 games of his campaign, and he picked up 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points in the win over the ambush. And big things were expected from Luis Morales this season when he was brought in from Texas, and he has not disappointed. He already had 2 goals before the Utica game and added a hat trick in the Sockers win, including, of course, the OT winner. Okay, one big matchup coming up this weekend is the rematch between the Sockers and the Stars. Tacoma knocked off San Diego in their season opener 2 weeks ago. The Stars are looking like they'll be a powerhouse this season. The Sockers will be out for revenge after that loss in Tacoma. Okay, your scoring leaders, Marquez leading their way, followed by Oliveira, Reggett, and Acosta, all tied with 7 points apiece. And new San Diego Soccer, Luis Morales, rounding out your top 5 with 6 points so far. Your players of the week are Philip Edramadu from KC in goal, his teammate Chad Vandegrift for defenders, and Kelvin Oliveira on offense. Let's start things off with Chad Vandegrift. 1 goal and 6, count them, 6 big blocks in that KC win over Dallas. Offensively, it was Oliveira. He's an MASL rookie, but looks like a veteran out there. 6 goals in 2 games for Utica last weekend. And your goalie of the week, Edramadu. Fantastic performance against Dallas as he picked up 13 saves to beat the boys in green. Plays of the week now.
And Mansoret tried the bike. Fabian chips it. Fabian with the chip.
To the D line of these faithful. Frank squeezes it in. Oh, we're let's go!
Sounds. The Andrade, Dantas down low, goal! Beautifully done, Cordy Gerson.
Penalty box, Pereira turning, little pirouette. His shot, back post, Pereira retakes the lead just 15 seconds later.
Lewis.
Fed it on over to Junior Kazim. Kazim shoots! And
Felipe charging in to try and win this loose ball. He does. Costa feeding in Juan Salazar. Down low, it's Morales for the win! He scores! Their first home victory.
And that is a wrap for this week's show. But just remember, all throughout the MASL season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on with the league, be sure to check out the MASL's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
We would like to thank our official hotel sponsor, Ontario Airport Hotel. Conveniently located just 2 miles from the Ontario International Airport, 4 miles from the Ontario Convention Center, more importantly, a block away from us here at Toyota Arena. A big shout out to our friends at the Ontario Airport Hotel.
Folks, we're just moments away from the start of the third quarter. The Tacoma Stars currently leading the Empire Strykers by a score of 4-3. Empire wasted no time scoring the first goal of the game, 1 minute and 15 seconds into the first, courtesy of a Munir Olami, assisted by Justin Stinson. Felipe Souza would end up tying the game moments later, and it would be all Empire for a little while, but the Tacoma Stars rallied back and currently are up 4-3. Jamel Cox getting a goal, and I mention him because we want to give a shout-out to the new addition to the Cox household, Cooper Cox, a.k.a. Juice Jr. We welcome the newest member of the Tacoma Stars family, and congratulations to the Cox family on the addition of Cooper.
Yay, Lil Juice. Love it. Congratulations to Jamel and co.
Brandon Gomez starting the third quarter for the Strykers. Brandon Gomez got the last goal for the Empire back a quarter ago with a very emphatic shot to start things off for the Strykers.
It has been a story of mental mistakes, though, for the Strykers. That has been what cost them in their last match out against UCFC, and that's frankly been what allowed Tacoma back into this game in that second quarter.
Back pass into Moises Gonzalez, and I know I gave a goal call earlier to Matt Brame. Matt Brame would end up getting the assist as Gonzalez would head it in, and Gonzalez has been a very solid addition to this Tacoma Stars team. I know a lot of you out there are wondering where Stefan Mijatovic is. He is not in the game today, but a fully fledged member of the Tacoma Stars. Mijatovic was one of the darlings of the Concava boys in the TST and had arguably one of his best seasons in the MASL, featuring for the Empire Strykers early on last season and then getting loaned out along with Justin Stinson to the Tacoma Stars, and Tacoma ended up making the postseason and having a really good run. And we wish all the best to Mijatovic, who I imagine is watching this game at home.
You have to think both teams probably left a few starters off the roster today, simply because in the case of Tacoma, they are playing tomorrow. In the case of Empire, the day after tomorrow. And it's no surprise to see some of those starters taking a rest. On Empire side, the likes of Alex Bradley, Gerardo Jurado, Harold Hansen, some regular starters for the team that have the night off, likely to play in 48 hours. The same could be said for Mijatovic and a few other players on the Stars.
And for a lot of you wondering, each team in this league has a 24-game season, 12 games at home, 12 games on the road, then the postseason. Every game counts. Every game matters. And every game has been exciting between these two teams. And tonight is the same story, 4-3.
7 goals in the first half. Typically, second halves are higher scoring than the first. So it looks like we're in for a barnstormer today, my friend.
To quote the great Maximus from the movie Gladiator, "Are you not entertained?"
Amen.
Olami tried to thread it through into Della Torre. Intercepted by Aguirre. Aguirre with a shot that deflects off of Mendoza. Strykers still retain possession. Gomez.
Aguirre a bit optimistic from that range with a defender right in his face to go for the shot.
Well, considering the season he had last year for the Texas Outlaws, I don't blame him from trying to make that attempt.
Hands down the best of his career.
Pass into Della Torre. Della Torre in his sophomore campaign. He's barely played 8 games in the Major Arena Soccer League. He's featuring significant and getting a lot of playing time, meaningful playing time for the Empire Strykers. What a block by Felipe Souza. Ball is loose. Cox with the fancy maneuvering to get around Della Torre. Souza has it. Trying to get by Fabian, and he does successfully. Deflected off Palmer.
You could see the goal there was to try and get the ball to Nick Pereira, multiple Defender of the Year award recipient. Robert Berto Palmer with the big stop right there.
My doctor, give us the news call comes courtesy of Robert Palmer.
Which Robert Palmer?
Well, the original and, of course, the defender here in the MASL, a legend and a Hall of Famer at a Park University. Shout out to the Park University Pirates. I know our good friend and colleague, the analyst for the Kansas City Comets, Eric Bergrud, is happy to hear this.
He was also happy to hear those San Pedro shout-outs earlier. EB, we love you, my friend.
Of course. Pass comes in to Perez. Perez back over to Palmer. Palmer into Gomez. Gomez in the midfield with some pressure on Pereira. Andy Reyes, who scored a goal in what today is his 80th appearance for this Empire Strykers team. And a whistle is going to be blown as Souza hits the deck, and the foul's going to go against the Strykers.
Both teams are going to use the opportunity to get some fresh legs out. We've got just one goal separating these two teams at the moment, but have a feeling the back of the net's going to be rung a few more times before the final whistle blows tonight.
Might as well face it, we're addicted to goals, and we've seen 7 thus far, like you said. Ramos into Caceres. Caceres trying to find Canale as he gets some space ahead of Aguirre. Canale, the pass into Caceres. Caceres out of Medellín, Colombia, a veteran of this league. And the Stars, if you go up and down the lineup, so many players that have had significant careers in this indoor soccer league. Ramos gets by. Canale has it. Canale with a shot, and that's going to deflect off of these Strykers. Great defense.
Oh, you can see Canale just beating himself up at the moment. He had a wide open look, just could not settle the ball. And that second touch just allowed a defender to get in his face.
John into Keats. Keats back over to Cox. Cox with a goal in today's game. Over to Ramos. Ramos back over to Keats. Keats trying to find Canale in the box. Ball gets deflected off of the striking fury banner into Correa. Correa in traffic, just misses. Ball is still loose. Ricochets. Gomez with the play. And a nerve-wracking scenario for the Strykers as they were oh so close to conceding another one. Credit Gomez for the defensive effort.
Tacoma applying some sustained pressure right now to Empire, looking to try and spread that goal differential.
Correa back tracks it into Cox. Cox trying to find Pereira into Keats. Keats back over to Jones, but taken away by Alami. Strykers on a counter. Martinez, what a fantastic defensive play. Jones denies the Strykers an opportunity on the counter. And there's going to be a stoppage in play. Alami had an opportunity, but Logan Jones making the defensive play of the game thus far. Let's take a look at that replay. Alami tried to push Jones off of him, but Jones gets in the way. It's not even Toth that makes the first deflection. He does on the second opportunity, and fantastic and stellar defending by Tacoma.
Logan Jones, I promised him I wouldn't call him Logie Bear on the broadcast tonight, so we'll avoid that, but a heck of a defensive play from Logan and Jones.
Well, I see what you did there, and he can't deny the Logie Bear comment considering that it is Teddy Bear toss night here at Toyota Arena. So if he's ever going to be upset about that, you can't because the kids are getting the teddy bears. So Logie Bear, all right, I'm going to take it back. But there were teddy bears thrown on the turf. Anyway, we get back to it. 8 minutes and 36 in the third quarter.
Well played, Philly. Well played.
I try. Every once in a while, I throw in a zinger and a dinger.
I have a feeling we're going to hear about this one from Mr. Jones, but it's all in love, my friend.
Of course, nothing but love. Nothing but love to both teams as they have played a stellar game here on this thirsty Thursday in the Major Arena Soccer League. And, well, we had a mulligan of a restart, apparently.
Folks, just a reminder that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more available at MASLsoccer.com.
Third time's a charm on this restart. The back heel from Stinson. From Oliveira into Stinson. From a quick angle, both of them have the same color hair. The shot saved by Toth, denying De Leon. Gonzalez tried to flick it over Oliveira, but Oliveira was there with the spin. In traffic. Gets by, almost threads it through. Unbelievable offensive maneuvering. Another shot, too much as that goes into the netting. But Ciro Oliveira with some fancy footwork, evading 3 defenders. Let's take a look at that again. Unbelievable, just did not get. Oh, I didn't see that. Chris Toth with the save. But wow, Oliveira, fantastic footwork.
A pinky save by Toth, enough to see that one just onto the post and out. Strykers so close to finding the equalizer at the feet of newcomer Ciro Oliveira. Looking for his first goal on the season, does have a pair of dimes.
Mendoza into Brame. Brame off of the feet of Aguirre. De La Torre sandwiched in between 2 stars. And there's going to be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Ramos. Restart for the Strykers. 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. The Tacoma Stars still leading the Empire by a score of 4-3. The restart in. Perez over to De Lima. Intercepted by Caceres. Caceres is going to kick it into the stands. And that's going to be a restart and immediate timeout, folks. As it stands, the Stars currently leading the Strykers by a score of 4-3. We will be back in just a moment.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Folks, the MASL All-Star Game is headed upstate, New York that is, to Utica, New York on February 12th. Follow the MASL on social media for updates on tickets, rosters, and more. But be sure to catch the MASL All-Star Game on February 12th.
And folks, I want to apologize. I was calling Brandon Gomez Clayson De Lima, and I do apologize to the fans out there watching and, of course, to the Gomez and De Lima family. Clayson De Lima did start the game. Brandon Gomez did check in. Brandon Gomez did score a goal in the second quarter. And with the rapid substitutions of the goalies here in this game, I find myself struggling to keep up, so to speak. But it is Brandon Gomez in between the sticks thus far for the Empire.
It's tactically an odd decision from Onua Obasi, given the fact that Brandon Gomez has 2 cards, a blue, and then he was given a yellow for not getting to the bench quick enough after being shown blue. So he is 1 card away from a red card, which would leave the Strykers in a desperate situation, as Brian Orozco currently sitting out tonight's match because of a red card he received for 3 cards in the last game versus UCFC.
That is correct. A good question would be, should they need a backup keeper in that event? We don't know who it's going to be. In the past, the Strykers have utilized assistant coach Chuy De Lima, who's had success in the indoor league. There's a
Chuy Molina.
What did I say?
De Lima.
Oh, Jesus, there we go again. I'm going to change that. Right now, I'm just not going to say anything. Ball's going to come out of play. 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Jesus, a.k.a. Chuy Molina, is now an assistant coach with the Strykers on the goalkeeping side of things.
Successful keeper within his own right, playing for the Stockton Cougars early. Marco Fabian just misses. We haven't seen much of Fabian into today's game. Aguirre, he's going to be fouled by Correa.
And that's going to be a blue card issued to Adrian Correa. And we got a power play coming for the Empire Strykers.
First power play of the game for the Empire. The Empire has not had any successful power play attempts, currently at 0%. We could say last year they were operating right around the 30s as far as their power play conversion is concerned. Now they have a situation where they could create an equalizer, as you are seeing Andy Reyes on your screen. Andy Reyes, who, as I mentioned earlier, making his 80th appearance for the Empire Strykers, did score a goal in today's game. De Leon backheels it into Fabian. Fabian right into John. Ball comes over to Stinson. Stinson gets his pocket picked by Jones.
That ball just took an unfortunate bounce off of the wall there. Looked like Stinson had it read, and then unfortunately it just got away from him. Foul's going to be called here in the midfield, though it will be Tacoma ball.
The fact that he had his pocket picked by Jones, I'm sure it made Stinson see red. Toth dumps it into Pereira, but Palmer is going to pass it back into Gomez. There, I didn't mess it up that time. Pass it into Stinson. Stinson across the midfield. Stinson back into Reyes. Reyes back over into Stinson, who we've nicknamed the Stinger. He's had a love-hate relationship with that nickname. Loves it when he scores goals, though. Reyes back into Gomez. Gomez trying to find Fabian in that left corner. Caceres marks him. Reyes back into De Leon. De Leon with space. And that's going to come off of Caceres, but it looks like it came off of his hands. He was trying to protect his face.
And a blue card has been shown.
And the way he is denying it to the referee, I mean, clearly from our perspective, it looked like it came right off of his hands. Let's take a look at that replay once again. De Leon fires it through.
See if we can get a better look from this angle as the ball comes in. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a great angle. Great work to the TV crew here from SCCS. As that ball comes in, it's clearly off his hand. The hand is against the body and in front of his face, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be Marco Fabian who lines up to try and find the equalizer.
This should be an interesting one. Fabian has had Toth's number in his back pocket the last 3 games. 9 goals for Fabian the last 3 games against the Stars. Fabian lines up. Marco scores the first time into today's game. His 4th goal of the season. The equalizer for Marco the Magnificent.
Marco Fabian, goal number 9,700 something of his career. We've lost track, but on this early season, goal number 4, point number 4 for Marco the Marvelous. He is inevitable in every game he has ever suited up in the Major Arena Soccer League. The former Chivas de Guadalajara, the former Eintracht Frankfurt, the former El Tri man finds the back of the net.
Let's not forget Cruz Azul and the Philadelphia Union Doctor, all teams that Marco featured for. And his shot, Toth, had the angle, but Marco muscles it in, and it is 4-4 with 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Folks, we promised you an exciting game. You've seen 8 goals and still so much more time, so much more action to be had here in Toyota Arena. Toth in and out of play. And looking down from our perspective, it's our sideline reporter, Amanda the Panda Filament, who successfully recovers the miter ball as it was stuck into the netting. Panda showing us that muscle as she moves the plexi to recover the miter.
Great work by your lovely wife and our sideline reporter, Amanda Panda Filament. We've got 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the man advantage for Empire here.
Strykers looking to build on the momentum of Marco's goal. Their first goal here in this 3rd quarter. Gomez.
Being employed as a super 6th attacker.
Guy has it. Tried to find Marco, but broken up by Jones.
A super 6th attacker when your team is already on a power play with a man advantage to bring either a 6th attacker or the goalkeeper forward.
And Gomez has showing us how that sixth attacker role is so important. A shot, oh, and Marco nearly had it, and it deflected off of Guy. Got to see that replay again. It looks as if Fabian would have had the goal had it not rattled right off of Mustafa Guy's chest.
Looked like Guy was there for the tap in and somehow tapped it straight up and over. Almost nearly impossible not to score from that position. But unfortunately for the Strikers, and a sigh of relief for the Tacoma Stars as that one goes high. So we've got a contested ball here in midfield. And it looks like Kyle Rivers shaking up on the play. He is quick to get back up to his feet.
Quentin Swift going to be called for the foul. Ball is recovered by Stinson.
About 45 seconds left to go on the power play for Empire.
Stinson into Gomez. Gomez into Reyes. Reyes with room to maneuver. Guy over to De Leon.
Fabian wide open.
Ball comes into Fabian. Fabian back over to Stinson by that yellow line. Stinson back over to Marco. Less than 20 remaining in this power play. The pass comes into De Leon. De Leon into Guy. Strikers running out of time here in this power play. Gomez into Reyes. 5 seconds within the power play. Shot by Gomez. He just misses as it rattles. And Guy kicks it into the net. He looks like he wants to have that opportunity back. He knows he missed an opportunity.
Momo Guy with 2 huge moments on the power play for Empire, both of which go just off the mark high. Momo's going to be wishing he could replay that power play, but with that we return to even strength. Strikers go to 0-2 on the power play on the early season.
Another successful penalty kill for the Stars. They come into tonight's matchup at 67% as far as that stat goes. Palmer into Guy. Guy tried to find his teammate, intercepted by John. John into Cox. Cox with all the space in the world, shot off of the plexi. Comes over to Delatorre, heads it to Stinson. Stinson back over to Delatorre, but Souza makes the play. And it looks as if Delatorre is going to be called for the foul on Souza. It's going to be Stars ball with 3 minutes and 33 remaining here in the third.
Last-ditch defending by Souza, and excellent work at that. Able to tackle the one-on-one there and get the ball down into the low post, collect the foul. Great work there as he's able to beat Antonio Delatorre to the ball.
He's put the ball into play, but he directed it right to Randy Martinez. He still has it, and that's going to be a foul against Alami.
Oh, and the Strikers are screaming for simulation here, claiming that he threw himself into the boards. And to look at this again on the replay, there is absolutely no contact there whatsoever. That is a shameful moment right there.
We know that Alami is a strong individual, but I can't say his fingertips are that strong.
Corey Keats, my goodness, my goodness.
Smart play for Keats. I mean, he is right down the road from Tinseltown. Got nothing but love for Corey Keats, but you saw the replay. I don't have to describe it any further. It's going to be a restart as Brame tries to find Canali. Ball is loose, back to Alami. Alami has it in that corner, fighting with Frenchie. Delatorre with a save. Shot, I should say, and a save by Toth. Approaching that 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. The pass into Fabian. Fabian, who's playing far more minutes in this quarter than he has in the entire first half. Pass comes back over to Gomez. Gomez into the feet of Ramos. Alami pokes it away. Strikers keep possession. Martinez. And Martinez is going to be fouled by Cox.
Cynical foul there from Juice. No need that far behind the action to commit the foul. Empire will get the restart about 15 yards in from the center circle.
Cynical foul. One could argue that every foul potentially could be cynical. Mansoret up top into Reyes. Reyes into Oliveira. Oliveira into Aguirre. Aguirre near that Stars bench. trying to find Fabian, intercepted by Ramos. Ramos tried to take advantage of the fact that Gomez was well out of position.
Strykers almost careless in playing the ball too casually back to the keeper. Smartly avoid any disaster on that play.
Reyes to Aguirre. Aguirre in Oliveira. Under 2 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. The score is still tied at 4-4. Palmer, one of the best defenders you will see in the game of indoor soccer, passes it over to Oliveira. Oliveira to Gomez. Gomez, who scored the third goal of the game for the Strykers, dumps it off of the plexi to Mansoret. Mansoret trying to retain possession for the Strykers. Oliveira into De Leon. De Leon tried to find Fabian. Fabian still has it. 90 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. De Leon wide open on that right side. Palmer is going to hold on to it. Oliveira into Gomez as we hear Foo Fighters' rendition of There Goes My Hero. Who's going to be a hero here with 60 seconds approaching here in the third quarter? Jones had it, picked up by Mansoret, officially under 60 seconds. Strykers holding on to possession. De Leon into Fabian. Fabian, who's putting in a shift already with a goal. The equalizer just moments ago. Can the Empire strike back? You're welcome, Disney. Gomez in the midfield. Holding on to it, finding Palmer. Palmer into Oliveira. Less than 40 seconds remain. Oliveira tried to implement some tomfoolery. De Leon back over to Fabian. Less than 30 ticks left here in the third quarter.
Tacoma doing a great job of just a yellow line defense, setting up a blue and yellow wall there that no one can get past.
Less than 20 going. Pass into Gomez, 15. Herrera heads it into Cox. Cox is going to break it up. Gomez has it. The final moments of this third quarter. Fabian with a shot. Rattles off the right side of the post. A missed opportunity, but an exciting 90 seconds for the Strykers. They find their way with the equalizer, courtesy of Marco Fabian. Folks, we're going to take a moment, and when we come back, the last quarter of this game, it's the Stars 4, it's the Strykers 4. Back in just a moment.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement, because this season, the action is non-stop.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strykers, Marco Fabian, Momo, and their remarkable personal journeys.
Because you're going to see people from all parts of life. They're us, everyday people facing everyday obstacles, and how they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.
San Antonio Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of the Empire Strykers, keeping our community strong, healthy, and active for 115 years. San Antonio Regional Hospital, here for life.
15 minutes are left. 15 minutes to decide who walks out of this building victorious. Will the Tacoma Stars extend their winning streak against the Empire Strykers to 7, or will the Strykers finally end their long drought? The last time they had a win in this building, January 28th against the St. Louis Ambush. But we had last season and this season, and this looks like a completely different Strykers team as to what we saw last year.
Strykers right now are out shooting their opponent 14-9 today. Tacoma Stars also being outshot in the third quarter 6-2.
We take a look down on the turf. A lot of fun things going on in this building. We're taking a look at a mountain lion right now. His name is Stryker, hence the name, the Empire Strykers. A mountain lion, as they are indigenous to this part of Southern California. Not only did we see a mountain lion in the audience, we saw Santa. Jolly old St. Nick decided to take a reroute from the North Pole to warm himself up. I believe it was 84 the high here in Ontario earlier in the day, but Santa somehow wearing his entire getup, sweating through his outfit, more of a sweatsuit than an outfit.
Yes, our apologies to the folks in Tacoma tuning in, or anyone across the frosty northern parts of this country. Nearly 90 degrees in the Inland Empire today. About 85 when I got to the arena here.
And we'll see who jolly old St. Nick gives the gift to, the gift of a win, which both teams would be hungry for, considering the fact that they are both coming off of losses. Chris Toth has it. Chris Toth with a great assist earlier in the first half is going to roll it into Pereira. Pereira, one of his best friends, not only in indoor but in beach as well. Aguirre making his return to the Inland Empire. Controlling possession off of the wall into Perez. Alan Perez passing it in to Stinson. Stinson with Souza on him. Back passes it to Aguirre. Aguirre with a shot, just misses. And that's been the story for quite some time. The Strykers have come oh so close to scoring, hitting the sponsorship banners more often than the netting.
Strykers were playing some crossbar challenge on social media earlier this week. Maybe next week it's the hit it in the goal challenge.
We don't need to wait on next week. Everybody here in Toyota Arena is hoping for it to be today. Souza heads it into Pereira. Perez has it. De Leon recovering. De Leon, great pass into Perez. Perez had the run. He got by Souza. And Stinson trying to get past Souza. Stinson fighting aggressively in that quarter. And he's going to draw the foul.
Stinson got sandwiched into the boards hard there. That's a difficult foul to come up with. Looks like Felipe Souza, the man who put him into the boards there, as you see Souza come in and just absolutely clean him out. Stinson grabbing that right knee. Hope he's okay.
Souza Stinson sandwich. Justin Stinson, a very tough, hard-nosed competitor. It's going to take a lot to keep him down. An aggressive player, had one of his finest seasons in the Major Arena Soccer League last year. The ball is back into play. Guy into Aguirre. Aguirre back into Reyes. Reyes gets the ball taken away from him as the Stars regain possession. And another whistle down on the turf.
It's going to be a foul behind the play on the exit pass there. The Tacoma ball inside the arc there. Folks, a reminder to get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter.
Trying to create and grow that awareness for this game, this beautiful game that we love and have been a part of for a number of years. Keats tried to dump it into Souza, but Swift has the ball. The miter ball ricochet right off of him. Toth into Keats. Keats getting by Swift. Swiftly, should I say. There's a turnover. And foul's going to go against the Strykers.
It's going to be a delay of game warning issued to the Strykers for kicking the ball away from the restart. The next one of those would result in a yellow card for Empire. Got to be smart not to kick the ball away like that.
Doc, for those viewers just tuning in, could you please explain what a yellow card means in this game?
There are multiple cards in the outdoor world. We're familiar with yellows and reds. The indoor game adds a little wrinkle to that. Blue cards, which result in a 2-minute man advantage. Yellow cards, which result in a 5-minute penalty, but no man advantage.
Martinez into an open Fabian. Fabian had too much on it, loaded up his bazooka of a right foot, unfortunately misses the target, and it's going to be a restart for Toth.
That's about as far as you will ever see Fabian miss a goal by. That one a good 8-10 feet wide. He is normally much more clinical.
Such a welcomed addition to this sport. He'll be the first to tell you he's still trying to figure things out. And if figuring things out means you're quickly approaching 40 goals in less than 30 games played with your career, that's pretty darn good if you ask me.
Figuring it out as the co-Golden Boot winner, reigning co-Golden Boot winner, that's a pretty good spot to be in.
Not to mention newcomer of the year and Elite Six. Brame puts it into play to Pereira. Pereira, great touch. Passes it into Ramos. Ramos, who in 2015 was Toronto FC MLS Super Draft pick, gets dispossessed by Mansoret. Strykers looking to counter. Stinson with a shot. Justin Stinson with the golazo of the game. Oh, Dios mío, que golazo, Stinson, mi amigo, doctor! In the immortal words of the great Robert Palmer, give us the news!
Justin Stinson hammers this one off the bar and down. A beautiful worked ball by Abdul Mansoret there along the boards creates the opportunity for Stinson. Beats Toth high from the bar down in and into the back of the net. Strykers have taken the lead.
A laser beam of a shot by Stinson, but that play does not happen had it not been for Abdul Mansoret. Strykers now get back into the lead, 5-4 with less than 12 remaining. Chris Toth is now going to operate as a sixth attacker. Tried to find Pereira. That one had a little too much tapatio on it. Mustafa Guy going to track back with Caceres. Trying to apply pressure on Toth. Great defensive effort. Ball is loose. Strykers do recover. Into the midfield, Perez. To Reyes. Reyes already with an offensive stamp into tonight's match. Passes into Aguirre. And he's going to draw the foul on Nick Pereira. Pereira not thrilled about that call.
It's just a weight difference there. Pereira's a huge dude coming in from behind on somebody. Doesn't take a lot of force when you're a man that big pushing somebody from behind.
Pretty sure Pereira doesn't like it when you refer to his height. At least he's told you that once or twice. The back pass into Stinson.
6'3" tall, by the way, just for clarification.
Stinson with a shot that deflects right into the stratosphere. And it's going to be a goalkeeper restart for the Strykers. There we see Justin Stinson. Justin Stinson can't help but say what a fine talent he is. The chip in, and the Strykers score really quickly right off of the restart. Emmanuel Aguirre, welcome back to Toyota Arena. Doctor, Strykers up 6-4. Walk us through.
This is just a beautifully worked quick set piece, chipped in over the top into the streaking man into the box, who I don't know if he kneed this one home or thied it home, but we'll get a look here on the replay as that one comes in straight through Toth over the top, and Strykers have taken a 2-goal lead.
Andy Reyes gets credited with the assist on that corner kick restart, and I have to tell you, there was nobody streaking, Doctor, because had anybody been streaking on the turf, they would have been escorted out of Toyota Arena. Needless to say, all jokes aside, Emmanuel Aguirre gets his first goal this season here under the bright lights of Toyota Arena. Strykers up by 2 with less than 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
No grabbing the blue hat? No? Sorry? All right, that's fine.
Fair enough. Give myself a second to catch my breath there. I was probably just as gassed as Aguirre on that play with that goal call.
Well, as that ball goes out of play, it's a reminder to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and YouTube, as well as CBS Sports Golasso Network. Hosts Alex Bastubansky and Phil Levanco are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
Strykers recover. Great defense by Stinson. Mansoret back into Palmer. Palmer into De Leon. De Leon thought about going into Martinez. Guy.
Strykers only have 4 men on the field. Some confusion there on the change. Took about 30 seconds to get a 5th man out.
Palmer with some pressure by Mendoza. Opts to go back to Gomez. Gomez launches it, but Toth is going to elevate and catching it. And despite the fact that Clayson DeLima got the start, Brandon Gomez has played the vast majority of the minutes into today's game, making a number of saves and scoring a goal. Felipe Souza.
Looks like he got held up by the turf monster there in the corner. So we still got a bit of carpet peeking up.
That turf monster still showing its teeth. Brame, shot, saved by Gomez. And there's going to be a stoppage in play as that turf monster needs to visit the dentist. The cavity is up on the turf. And Nick Pereira arguing with the referee. Stars aren't happy that the officials blew that whistle.
Nick Pereira getting the benefit of the doubt there as a veteran, typically arguing a call that emphatically will get you a yellow card. The benefits of being a former MVP and one of the, let's be honest, Mount Rushmore characters of the Major Arena Soccer League. If that were to be erected in the Major Arena Soccer League today, I think everyone in the MASL would have Nick Pereira's mount up there.
In a 2-time MVP, I mean, we could rattle off the stats. That would take a half of time worth mentioning. Pass into Alami. Alami tried to find Fabian, but Toth is there.
Beautiful idea, just got the geometry wrong.
You can sense that the momentum is starting to shift in favor of the Strykers. Folks, the last time the Strykers won a game here in this building, January 28th. The question is, can they hold on? The Stars on that 6-game winning streak, 5 games last season, the final game of the season before last season. 6-game winning streak. It's in jeopardy right now. As we've stated on numerous occasions, this is a completely different looking Strykers team looking to make waves here in the MASL. Moises Gonzalez has it. Gonzalez with a goal in the game. He's going to launch it off of De La Torre. De La Torre wisely bats it off the wall into Alami. And Fabian, almost a highlight reel just above the crossbar. Goodness gracious me, from 3/4 length of the turf. Fabian almost scored the goal of goals.
That would have been the furthest position I think I have ever seen anyone score from if that had gone in.
No, Jamie Lovegrove did that against the San Diego Sockers a season ago. Stinson trying to get through a Stars sandwich. Still has it. Stinson with a shot. Hits it right off of the left side of the boards, the right of Toth. Toth tries to find Pereira. Taken away by Oliveira. Strykers with numbers. Oliveira weighing in his options to that right side. Reyes into Mansoret. Mansoret going to get the credit for the assist and the defensive play for Stinson's goal not too long ago. Pass comes into Aguirre. Aguirre also with a goal in today's game. The Strykers have been very effective here within this 4th quarter. 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Reyes to Aguirre. Aguirre mistimed that, and that ball is going to go in. And what a tremendous goal! Goodness gracious me! From out of nowhere, Tacoma manages to chip one away. Brandon Gomez well outside of his line, but what an unbelievable goal for Tacoma. Alex Caceres, take a bow. And we're going to head into immediate timeout, 6-5. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events, and surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Folks, welcome back. If you disagree with the call tonight, you might just see it on MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head of referees Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. And right now, I might disagree with the call to use the sixth attacker by Onua Obasi, but it certainly set up Alex Caceres.
What an unbelievable goal by Alex Caceres in his 181st game played in indoor soccer, scoring his 61st career goal. Alex Caceres, one of the best goals you will see this season, chipping into that Strykers lead 6-5. Folks, you've seen 11 goals, still 6 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. If you are not convinced at this moment, then you don't have a pulse. I will say this time and time again, the greatest show on turf, the Major Arena Soccer League.
Top of the arc restart on a defensive clearance by Tacoma. Empire with a great opportunity to go ahead and pad that lead. They currently sit up by 1 here with 6:53 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Reyes with significant options. Guy to the right, Fabian to the left, Stinson in the box. What will it be? Reyes into Fabian, Marco, winding up, Marco! Upper right corner, where my Uncle Franz keeps the good stops. Strikers score, que golazo! Doctor! Give us the news!
Marco the Marvelous strikes again at Toyota Arena. A beautifully worked set piece, couple fake passes. Ball ended up going to Marco as everyone knew it would. He takes the first touch to deke the defenders and fires it top right corner. Toth has nothing to do but pick the ball out of the back of the net, and the Strikers regain their 2-goal lead. They're up 7-5.
And a nice little swivel by Reyes to fool the defense. Marco not to be denied. He has a stellar resume against the Tacoma Stars. 2 goals into today's game. He's already off to the races trying to defend that golden boot.
He is up to 5 goals in 3 games in this early season. Impressive work from the talisman here in Empire.
And he'll still tell you he's trying to figure out this game. Souza, still plenty of time left for the Stars to come back. In the Canale, Palmer, the defender of the year. I had to think about that one for a second. Didn't sound like a great alliteration. Passing to Mendoza. Souza hits the deck down in midfield. We're going to have to see the replay as to what exactly caused that scenario.
It has been 15 seconds that he has been down. He should be going to the bench for 2 minutes at that point. He is not going to be allowed to return to the match for 2 minutes. Doesn't appear as though a foul was called on the play, though.
No, there we see him gingerly walking back to the pine. Ball is back into play as John passes it to Brain. Brain back over to Toth. Approaching that 6-minute mark, Toth into John. John with Mansoret in front of him. John winds up. That deflects off to the left. Ricocheting over off the plexi. Mansoret gonna fight with John. Over to Ramos. Ramos with swift marking and passing it over to Brame. Hearing Queen's We Will Rock You blasting on the speakers here at Toyota Arena. This has been an exciting game of indoor soccer. Ball in on that left corner. Ramos and Swift fighting for it, but Ramos wisely retreats it into Toth. Intercepted. Swift had a tough touch.
Yeah, Swift just unable to handle the speed of that pass. Could have had himself in a brilliant opportunity to head goalward.
And Gonzalez had it. Stinson quickly rushed him.
Forced him to get rid of the ball early, forced the mistake, and it will be Strykers' ball. Great play by Stinson, storming in off the bench.
5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in tonight's game. The Strykers currently leading by a score of 7-5. Brame heads it into Gonzalez. Gonzalez heads it back into Brame. Brame finding Pereira. Pereira with a Aguirre on him.
Brame, great vision to find that exit pass to Pereira.
Taken away by Alami. Great pass from Stinson into De Leon. De Leon, great defense, and it threads in. The Strykers go up again. George De Leon, welcome back to Toyota Arena, finding the back of the net. The Strykers are up 8-5.
Jorge, a.k.a. George De Leon, knows a thing or two about lighting the lamps here at Toyota Arena in his triumphant return to this franchise. Now, the Empire Strykers, he gets his first goal of the season in his first start of the season. The boy from Waco is going crazy as the Strykers are up 8-5.
Aggressive play. Credit to him for sticking with it. Toth made the initial save, but De Leon stuck with it. His nickname is Worm, and he wormed that into the back of the net. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. The Strykers find themselves in an unfamiliar position, up by 3 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the game.
We see the Tacoma Stars employing the more traditional form of the sixth attacker. Their goalkeeper, Chris Toth, has head to the bench. Jamailed, a.k.a. Juice Cox, is wearing the sixth attacker jersey. It is an empty net for the Tacoma Stars.
And we haven't seen the Strykers getting tested like this. That was an Achilles heel for them last season. 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Head coach Adam Becker trying to apply all the tactics to help his Stars get back into the game. Oliveira into Aguirre. Aguirre with a shot off of the mittens of Toth.
Toth back in after the restart with Empire having the ball.
Jones, scrum in that corner, right by the podcast's logo, and there is going to be 3 officials huddling through.
You could tell there was perhaps some extracurricular energy brewing, and our officials doing a great job to swarm in and help cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, shout out to Arturo Ibarra, Ramiro Delgado, and Adrian Gonzalez. Did you see how they confined all players there? That was the quickest I've seen a good portion of the officials move in. Credit to this officiating staff.
Ryan Sigich shedding a tear of joy somewhere in the world right now.
And shout out to the man who is in charge of the referees here. Cox heads it to Palmer. Picked up by Pereira. Pereira back to Caceres. Caceres, who had one of the most outstanding goals you will see in the Major Arena Soccer League, put the Stars into that 5th goal spot. But time starting to dwindle. The Stars are going to need to align.
And this is a missed call by our officials. That is a double touch right there by Caceres, who's made about 4 or 5 touches on the ball. He started as the keeper in goal. The keeper rule applies to him. He's been allowed to touch the ball 7, 8 times now. And that should have been a whistle for 2 touches there.
Pereira on that side with Oliveira. Gonzalez in the Cox. The juice was loose earlier today. Mendoza back over to Caceres. Caceres with a lot of space. We know he has the range and the distance and the capability to score from that far. Evaluating his options. Back over to Cox. Cox with a shot above the crossbar. Picked up by Stinson. Stinson trying to get by his defenders.
And a pretty flagrant handball there in the midfield. It's going to be Strykers' ball about 5 yards on the defensive side of the center line.
3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
You have to wonder if that's denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. I mean, it is way back, but that was a last defender there. Stars getting away with a couple here.
Palmer. And Chris Toth comes back into the game.
Could be a foul on Momo Guy in the low corner. Quickly retaken by Tacoma.
Less than 3 to go. Less than 180 seconds remaining in this game. The long pass into Pereira, taken away by Martinez. Gets past De La Torre. Ramos with a shot that deflects off his own teammate. De La Torre has it, and De La Torre is going to get the foul. Ramos is going to be charged with the infraction.
Ramos none too happy at the call. Officials taking a brief moment here, and a delay of game warning has been issued to Tacoma for knocking the ball away and preventing a restart.
Folks, this game's still not in the bag. The doctor and I have had calls where we've seen 3 goals scored in a matter of less than a minute, so still very much in the capable hands of the Stars. But they're going to have to fight really quickly and fight aggressively as we are getting closer to the end of today's game.
Tacoma taking the opportunity here with the whistle to get a quick change and fresh personnel out on the floor. 2 minutes and 31 seconds away from the Strykers getting their first win of the season. And Tacoma looking at potentially their first loss in regulation.
Either way, we've been treated to a very exciting game. 5 goals for the Stars, 8 goals for the Strykers. For those that know this game, you know that you've been in for a real treat. For those that are just tuning in for the first time, we want to thank you, and we hope that we get to see you again. There are several games of the Major Arena Soccer League that will be featured on CBS Sports Golazo Network, and we hope to see you in the future. But for now, still an exciting game with 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. The Strykers are not out of the woods just yet.
We saw Alex Caceres score a goal from a mile away. We had a goalkeeper goal in this game by Brandon Gomez of the Empire Strykers. We've got a hat trick by Marco the Marvelous, Marco Fabian. Folks, what more can you ask for a night of indoor soccer?
Mountain lions in the stands, Santa sightings, teddy bears getting thrown out onto the turf. This is what we love about the Major Arena Soccer League. It's fast-paced, it's fun, it's high-scoring, it's wicked awesome.
Strykers still lead in the shot tally. They are up 18-12 on Tacoma at the moment. It's been a flurry of shots here in the fourth quarter, as is typical in the Major Arena Soccer League. As we take a look at that goal from Marco Fabian once again. Que golazo indeed. As this ball, the quick trickery gets shuffled out to Marco, who takes that first ever so important touch to create the space and the angle he needs. What a goal. Here we have George De Leon picking up his own rebound for a self-Walla scorer. My apologies, Jorge De Leon. I didn't realize in the moment to call it as a Walla scorer as it should be, as the assist comes off the wall. The self-Walla scorer, in the opinion of the man behind the Walla scorer account, Brian Como, the best Walla scorer.
And it's not going to be a stat that you're going to see on any sheets, but the jig for Andy Reyes to create the space for Marco to score that goal. Marco loves scoring against the Tacoma Stars. On the restart, Caceres chips it and shot. What a save. Ball is loose. Moises Gonzalez nearly threaded that through. We see Clayson De Lima back into the game. I know my eyes don't deceive me. I called Gomez De Lima earlier. He checks into the game. What a great shot by Gonzalez and a fantastic save by De Lima. Sixth attacker employed by the Stars. Cox wearing that sixth attacker dagger jersey. Chested off by Caceres. Caceres in the canale, the through ball broken up. Pass comes in. Caceres over to Gonzalez. Moises back over to Caceres. Less than 2 minutes remaining. In the Nani Mendoza. Back over to Caceres. On that side, what a great defensive play by the reigning defender of the year, Robert Palmer.
Minute and 43 left to go. Last year, the Stars were down by 2 goals with less than 2 minutes here, and were able to come away with a crazy victory. Do they have it in their locker to do it once again tonight?
Well, we shall soon see. A minute 43 remaining. The shot, that rattles off the right side of the post. It wasn't De Lima that denied Canale, it was the woodwork. Cox trying to get through. Great defensive play by Alan Perez. Juice Cox regains it, but Perez is going to poke it back to the defensive third of the turf. Mustafa Guy pressuring Caceres. Wisely passes it across the turf into Cox. And that comes off Ciro Oliveira. And that got through the referees. Mansoray, just too tough of a touch. Tried to find Martinez. 60 seconds remaining. Caceres into a wide open Moises Gonzalez. The shot, great deflection off of Oliveira. Randy Martinez, can he get his goal? And he does! Randy Martinez in his sophomore season, getting his first goal for the Strykers. The dagger, the nail in the coffin. The Strykers go up by a commanding 9-5 lead. Randy Martinez, take a bow. Your hard work is appreciated.
Ooh, somebody get Dolly Parton on the phone. It's 9-5 here at Toyota Arena. The Empire Strykers taking a commanding 4-goal lead. It appears, my friend, as though this one might be in the refrigerator. The lights out, the butter's getting hard, and the jello's a-jiggling.
Shout out to Chick Hearn. I know you've been waiting a long time to make that call, and we've been waiting a long time to call a winning situation for the Empire Strykers. Doctor, you were so excited. You smacked me hard in the chest. You've woken me up. Not that I was sleeping, but what's been woken up is this Empire Strykers team. Caceres with a shot. Saved by De Lima. Off the national course sign. Cox with a shot. Mansoray gonna boot it in. Does that have the distance? Oh, so close. Cox tracking back. Stinson. De La Torre should be credited. Welcome to the scoring sheets. Welcome, Tony De La Torre. The Strykers double up the lead. It is now 10-5.
Oh, the sixth attacker. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Tacoma trying to pull that keeper to get themselves back in the game. Gives away 2 cheap goals here at the end. And the Strykers have double up, the score line on the Tacoma Stars. It's now 10-5.
Only on a broadcast with Philly and the Doctor would you have a reference to Sir Mix-a-Lot's baby got back. And speaking of got back, the Empire strikes back. They find themselves in a commanding lead, 10-5. The clock is about to expire. Folks, viewers, new people tuning into this game, it's been 325 days since the Empire Strykers have last won a game in this building. An impressive performance. The Onua Obasi tenure. The reign begins 10-5 Empire. Oh my Lord, I am out of breath. I am gassed.
Congratulations, Onua Obasi, head coach of the Empire Strykers, gets his first win as the new gaffer here in Empire. The Strykers get their first win of the season, improving to 1-2. The Tacoma Stars will drop their first game in regulation this season. They fall to 1-1 after their shootout loss to Chihuahua last week. Goal scorers for the Empire Strykers: Brandon Gomez, Munir Alami, Jorge De Leon, Justin Stinson, Emmanuel Aguirre, Randy Martinez, Andy Reyes, Antonio De La Torre, and 2 from Marco Fabian. On Tacoma Stars side, Felipe Souza, Alex Caceres, Nick Pereira, Jamail Juice Cox, and Moises Gonzalez would be your goal scorers.
Well done, my friend. It sounds like you went with an all-out sprint on the goal scorers. Folks, exciting times here in the Empire. The Onua Obasi regime has begun, and you could already tell. You were able to tell in the last game against Utica City FC that the Strykers are a completely different team than they were last season. An exciting game. And folks, we are just moments away from going pitch side with Panda, as she's going to be getting ready to interview Justin Stinson, who had an incredible performance into today's game. But before that, we are just going to take a look at these highlights again. We see the goal by Marco Fabian, shifting the momentum in favor of the Empire Strykers. Munir Alame with a great pass in to George De Leon. George De Leon, while a scorer, is it to himself, getting by Chris Toth. And it's just been such an impressive performance by the Empire. There we take a look at the De Leon goal yet again. For somebody who's been calling games in this league for a number of years and calling games for the Empire Strykers for a number of years, it certainly is exciting seeing the Empire finally turn themselves around. They are one of the founding members of this Major Arena Soccer League, formerly known as the Ontario Fury, now known as the Empire Strykers. The Empire finally strikes back, and folks, moments away as we go pitch side with Panda, as she is going to interview Justin Stinson, who once again had a commanding performance. Pitch side with Panda coming up. Take it away. Panda.
Hey guys, I am here with Justin Stinson, and it's been 326 days since I've been able to say this to you, but congratulations on a hard-fought win at home. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it was a good game. Wow, that win feels good. I don't know why it felt so good, but yeah, just time to recover and rest, and we play Saturday against Mesquite. So.
In the second half, you guys came out and offensively and defensively, you guys were on fire. What did Coach Obasi say to you guys in the locker room to really kind of get you guys on track to close out this game?
Yeah, we started out the game strong. We had a game plan, and second quarter we kind of got away from it. Halftime, he told us just play ourselves and just do the game plan, and we did that, and it worked out in the end.
It really did, and we have a lot of new pieces to this team, coach and players. What feels differently about this team this year than in teams past?
Yeah, I don't know. This year just feels different. We had a long preseason, so a lot of guys that were rookies or first or second year, they had a lot of time to adjust to how Obasi wants to play, and everything's kind of coming together. So I'm happy where we're at right now.
You guys look great. That was such a fun game. My heart's still beating fast. I'm sure yours is too. Go and enjoy this win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys up there.
Panda says 326 days. Clearly her iPhone is still on Eastern Standard Time. I still got 325. But an amazing game, an amazing performance. And Justin Stinson talking about how this team feels different. It's going to be a different story. Folks, we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to recap this game. Folks, 10-5, Empire Strykers win for the first time in 325 days.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena, where the Empire Strykers have defeated the Tacoma Stars 10-5. Your final in shots, Empire outshot Tacoma 21-15. On saves, it is Chris Toth registering 8 saves on the match, besting the tandem of Empire Strykers collecting 5 saves on the match. Philly, Empire gets a long-awaited first win of the season. First win in what seems like a very long time.
Very long time, not only from last season, but a very long time since they defeated the Tacoma Stars. The Stars were on a 6-game winning streak against the Empire. 5 games from last season and the final game of the season prior. That is a mouthful, but the Empire bounded together and managed to find a significant offensive performance in the fourth quarter, finding themselves in a position up 10-5. Tacoma had to utilize that 6th attacker because they were struggling, and the Empire capitalized on it. Marco Fabian did not have significant playing time within the first half, but came on solidly in the second half. The goalkeeping tandem of Brandon Gomez and Clayson DeLima also did an exceptional job. Chris Toth is not the kind of keeper for the Tacoma Stars that is going to allow this many goals in the game. His goals against average this season is just under 4, but the Empire found their way and managed to strike back.
You know, one thing Onua Obasi talked about in his halftime conversation with Panda was how the Strikers needed to play cleaner. It was mental mistakes, getting cards, finding themselves in the bin that allowed Tacoma back into this game. They went that whole second half without a single penalty minute after the 3 cards that were issued there to get Tacoma back into this game. If you're head coach Onua Obasi, you have to be ecstatic that exactly what you talked about going into the locker room is exactly what happened in the third and fourth quarter.
And congratulations to Coach Obasi getting his first win as the head coach of the Empire Strykers and his first win as a head coach in the Major Arena Soccer League. He'll get to enjoy himself just for a little while because the Strykers are going to get onto a plane here momentarily and head down to the Lone Star State to take on the Texas Outlaws on Saturday, December 21st at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. The Tacoma Stars don't have a long time to dwell and lick their wounds because their task ahead of them is heading into Front Wave tomorrow to take on the Sockers at 7:35 Pacific Standard Time. And, well, while the Strikers did manage to get a win against the Stars, they're going to see this team 4 more times this season.
They are going to see quite a bit of each other. And the determining factor in the past few years between which team has made the playoffs has been the team that has won this series between the two. Strikers get the upper hand on this first match of the season as they win 10-5, improving their goals per game average from 4.5 going into this. After 10 goals tonight, they're going to be significantly above that.
And, folks, this is going to be our final call for the 2024 season. We will be back here on CBS Sports Golazo Network as the Empire Strykers, coincidentally, welcome back the Tacoma Stars on Sunday, January the 5th. That game is going to take place at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. Folks, on behalf of myself, Christian Filliman, otherwise known as Philly, the Doctor, Jonathan Reimer, Amanda the Panda Filliman, and our brilliant production staff, we want to say thank you for watching this presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Season's greetings, happy holidays, and more importantly, Happy New Year. See you in January, folks. Have a good night.
Adios.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strykers, Marco Fabian, Momo, and their remarkable personal journeys.
Because you're going to see people from all parts of life. There are everyday people facing everyday obstacles. How they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.